Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to many of us. Welcome to CEO Talk, a series that is being conducted by CXO TV, where a CEO narrates a story and share their learning and their success of building a great brand. So far, we have completed more than 200 episodes, and in each episode, we dive into the minds of CEOs and top executives to uncover the strategies, innovation, and insight that drive their success. So today, we have with us Veerendra Jamdade, founder and director of Vritti Solutions. Welcome, Veerendra. How are you doing today?
Fiona, and it's nice to be on this platform. It would be really great to interact with you.
Absolutely. Pleasure is all ours, Veerendra. So, Veerendra, I just want to start this conversation, a little bit understanding your journey, little bit on the, inspiration, how you drive, what basically the inspiration or what basically was your what inspired you to pursue your career path, and how did it all started. Can you also define a bit about the moment that really shaped your journey?
Just to tell you the background, I will start from where do I come from? I come from a farming family, which is a place called Y, close to Pune, and it's a modest farming family. But my maternal side was in the business more, goes back, but again with the agri-related businesses, and so right, I would say that way it was kind of a goal that I want to get into business rather than getting into a job. That was a goal even from when I was living in a small village. And with that, I started. It was my mother who always insisted on the importance of education. That's how, even being in the small place, education was a big focus. So I got a good education, and I moved from my college days. I moved to Pune. Till 10th, I was in village. Then I moved to Pune, and I was fortunate. I got to do engineering from College of Engineering Pune, which is one of the most acclaimed institute in India. So I did my mechanical engineering there, and then got into a job. I started working with SKF right after my college. But even then, continuously, I was looking for an opportunity where I can get into business. So evaluated many options, particularly being a mechanical engineer, first tried to get into mechanical engineering kind of jobs. But those all were asking for a lot of investments. And this is back into 1988 when I passed out. And the technology, computerization was just on the verge. And in my college time, I got some exposure to computers. One of my uncle, my mama, gave me a small Casio computer, which was kind of a computer, better than calculator, but small programming device. So I got first hands-on onto it, and then developed my expertise on that. Then I got into SKF, where I actually was into core engineering job, but I tried to computerize everything where I came across, whatever job responsibilities I got. And one good thing I was with SK is being a Swedish company, they were very process oriented. So learned a lot of good processes to manage businesses. With that experience over the year, then I started. I worked there, got into engineering background. Then I got into the ERP implementation, and then I left in 2001. I left the company, and then I started my own business along with my wife. So she was handling basically the business development, and I was handling the software development. So we developed software for various businesses. The first was, as I said, it was for the agri trade, which is called as the business is called commission agents, like share broking. There's a agri commodity broking, which happens in physical, which is called as Adath, the name for. So that's how the first product, Adath came into existence. And we have pan-India presence for that. Then we developed another product, which was our petrol pumps. So that again, we have presence across India. And then we launched, for a period, we provided services for the ERP, third-party ERPs. Like Mapix, BPCS, which was more on IBM i-series servers. And then we launched our own ERP now. And today we are more focusing on our own ERP along with this initial products, the Adath and Petrosalt. That's how the journey had been. So it was right from my childhood was that I want to get into business. What business? I was not never doing that. And eventually it happened that in technology, it was technology time. But when I got into technology, again, I would say I was more focused into developing products than getting into services, because 90s was the time when everybody was looking services, body shopping, but that never interested me. So even from those days, I said we will develop our own products, and we have successfully done that. So that's the difference, I would say, than either IT companies. It was a difficult path to walk to develop your own product and promote it and sustain it. It was a difficult, it's a difficult path to walk than a very lucrative services business in IT. Okay.
Well, absolutely. I can relate to it as a fellow entrepreneur. I can relate, the kind of the journey what you had and the kind of uncertainties, which are there, which is a part of actually, the entrepreneurial journey. So let me touch upon that as well. How you have been navigating those uncertainty which has been there. I'm sure must be facing a lot of time. You must be realizing like you are in a tight spot, whether it is in terms of ideas, in terms of funding, in terms of right products, fit, and so on and so forth. So how you been managing that?
Normally for IT company, the funding doesn't really become a problem if you have good technology platform created. So once we developed the products, these were selling well, and we created our pan-India presence. So that way financially we were comfortable, because it's not a capital intensive thing. It's only what you pay to your developer team and support team, that's the cost, which is kind of a variable model. So we established that product. We were, of course, the managing finances is very important for any entrepreneur. What you earn from the business first should go into the business, and then if you have surplus, you should use it elsewhere or in diversification or whatever for your personal use. So that discipline is very important. Take any business for that matter. If you divert the money first, then only you'll end up into problem. Otherwise, normally you. So that many times that happens. So otherwise, if you are focused that, because if you are pricing your product correctly, if you know your cost correctly, and then you are able to sell it, I think you can always remain financially well off. And that's what personally I have done that. So business used to be the first priority, then the personal priorities as well, and that's how the business has grown. So financially it wasn't a challenge. And if you look from the competition or something, we were more into domestic market, and being into domestic market, particularly in the product space, there was no competition, I would say, because very few were actually getting into product line and developing products. Okay, so even if you look at the large companies in India, very few company really have their own products. Even if you take Infosys or Wipro, they have the TCS, they have one product to name that way. Infosys, Finacle, TCS has EX accounting software. And of course, one of the most successful product in early days when I started was Tally. They started a couple of years before that.
Absolutely. Tally has been the front runner when it comes to, although I mean they pivot into the SaaS model a little later, but I think that's the bit. Okay, so now let me touch upon a little bit around the Vritti Solutions. So Vritti Solutions, which I understand has been into the digital and media space, especially in the rural area. That's what I got it from my team. So what set Vritti apart from in this competitive market?
So as I say, I explained my first two products. One was for Adath, which was for the basically agro ecosystem. We have many products. So as you are into agri, you are connected with rural. Petrol pumps also, it's a mix of it. It covers both rural, urban, semi-urban as well. And we were a core technology company. The media thing happened, kind of an opportunity came and we grabbed on it and we rode on that. Basically, it came as a software project to us. where we wanted, basically we got an inquiry to supply computerized announcement systems for state transport.
Okay.
And then the model evolved where they say ki instead of they paying us, they said we will give you the rights for commercial advertisements on that. So if you are willing to take up that way, that we give you the rights, you supply the system, you maintain the system, capex, opex should be done by you, and you generate, because but state transport normally are under the cash pressure, they don't make profit because it's kind. So they said we don't want to pay for it, so you take care of and you earn your revenue through that. And we took up that opportunity, being a technology company, but even into getting into media. That's how it became a media company, a media division as well, because it's actually a core technology service, but the revenue is coming from advertising. So that's how it evolved. And then we started small in 2007. That was a diversification into it. And then we have grown now. We are almost present in 8-9 states, more than 600 bus stations. But being a car technology company, I think there we could make a difference, because a couple of people have tried doing it. But right from in 2007, since 2007, we developed a system which is completely a cloud-based kind of a system, a central server-based system. 2007, the internet wasn't that much available.
That's what I was about to touch upon. That is, 2007 cloud looks to be like a very fancy word.
The cloud is a word now, sir. I changed it to internet. Today I can call it the cloud service. 2007, the word wasn't there, but we built a system which was like that. Internet wasn't there, but I was very firm that we will develop a system which will run over the internet. So then you get a whole control over it. Otherwise, running a distributed system without having central control would have been a challenge, and we wouldn't have grown that much, because customer asks for the delivery guarantee, confirmation, control. So all that we built through technology, and that's how this Audiowala bus stand, we call this as a platform. It is trade name as Audiowala bus stand, where we say the bus station has got computerized audio system rather than manual announcements, and then we run advertisement on. That's how we got into it. And being, as I said, you said how we are competitive advantage. One is the technology. Another is we were serving in technology. We are serving rural markets, and these bus stations are also primarily into the rural areas, taluka and district and below. So, and being our network, support network for software being present across the market, we could manage these systems as well. So that was our competitive advantage. One is technology, and another is a presence in the rural market for technology products to begin with.
So I'll touch upon the rural part of it, since you mentioned that you have a good presence there in the rural part. And so can you just touch upon a little bit about your Agro platform, what kind of a problem it's solving, what it does, and how it is making a difference to the the agri-tech industry in India or probably global.
So basically, this is we computerize this business, where the agri-trade happens in the mandis, APMCs, or mandi we call it. And then it was so slowly, where there was a delays and the manual work, communication was through post. So slowly over the period we changed that, and being as it was computerized, the bills and invoices were prepared immediately. Those were given on the same day. And now it is completely online. Like we have converted into a mobile app as well.
So my question is more around the kind of a resistance. Did you get that kind of a resistance initially in terms of the adoption of this kind of a platform within the trading, I would say the agriculture trading community, or probably the farmers, in terms of the adoption of this kind of a technology, or is it like they were comfortable enough? And
yeah, the resistance typically was from the people who were employed by the commission agents. Farmers were rather very happy to have it, because one thing is they believe that it is coming from computer, so it is accurate. It can't, because it would follow the rules. There is no manipulation from one bill to another. So today it is a situation, I say, that if today a commission agent new office starts, it would start with the computer first. They will install software and then only they can, because today farmers don't accept bill which is not generated from computer.
That's good. Good to see that, the new India seems to
Yeah,
become
and
more.
then today's days they want immediately as option happens within an hour they want their invoice to be on their WhatsApp. So that's how it has changed. Means even if they don't get by
Absolutely.
9:30, if the market is over, within an hour he wants his invoice on WhatsApp.
Absolutely. And
And
we
that delay
technically,
actually has benefited farmer because then we don't have that window. If somebody wants to manipulate, he doesn't have that window. He has to immediately, the moment the trade happens, it is getting recorded and the authentic value, the rates are being, the farmers are getting in that.
no, absolutely, I agree with that. And so let me a little bit touch upon the technology piece as well, a bit of it. So technology has been the key enabler for Vritti Solution. How do you approach innovation, and what technologies are you most excited about in the coming years?
Basically, we kept our progress going with along with whatever technologies were coming up. And I would say we as a company, we always embrace the latest technologies. We be ready with that. Only we bring it to market when it is really adoptable by masses.
Okay. So
Right.
what I'm trying
Right.
to do is I'm trying to touch upon something like AI. Do you think that you're trying to bring AI into your ecosystem where you just want the users to get benefit out of, because a lot of things can go on an automated mode, if you think to bring that AI into your solution. So are you planning to do that in near future?
Yeah. So basically, in ERP, we have already built a lot of AI based thing because we have a CRM module into it. So CRM is one of the best candidate for implementation of AI because you can have wonderful predictivity model. You can have a communication built into it, automatic communication replies created. So we have already done part of it, and
Okay.
that has been implemented. So AI is definitely, of course, everywhere it has to go. It is going to change. Even the phone calls can be done by AI. It can be automated with the voice. The human voice actually can be generated, and you can have and the online voice can be processed. So instead of telemarketing, it can get replaced completely with AI.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah, so
And
we are actually
probably,
building. We have already started building on the predictive model is already into our CRM, and we will be working on this particular telemarketing, the telesales automation through AI. So we'll be working on that chatbot and other things anyhow with
okay,
other.
that's an interesting piece. Probably I'll just take it offline with you, on this. Because we have a huge uh, official team, based out of India. So we can definitely connect on that as well.
Sure.
Okay, so now let me know a little bit about what advice would you just like to give to the young entrepreneur, or probably the aspiring leader, looking to make their way in the tech.
One is, of course, innovation, as you have mentioned so many times. That's the key today for any business to survive and to start and survive both. Without having a different idea, you really can't you can't be successful. At the same time, it should be correctly timed. You should see whether you are on the right time. You shouldn't be too early, too late. I think the ideas are always good. Innovations are there. A lot of innovations we have seen. But is it on time? Whether when it can be really
Execution,
consumed
you
by
mean?
masses? No, when it is the technology landscape, the market also should be readily available,
Yeah.
and then it should be at the right time. Otherwise, many times you come out with the idea, but that idea is not really implementable or can be utilized by people. So
Yeah.
if you and to name something, I can say there was a by Reuters, SMS service was launched way back in 2004-5, where they used to give weather updates. But that I think that was too early when they did it. So today, if they do it, they can do it differently, and it can be well accepted. So even with the large company also, they really did it. That was really wonderful. A lot of further apps have now come into on the same principle, and they are successful. But that service didn't work because it was a text SMS, text based. So text 160 character was very limited for anyone to accept. So, and mobile penetration wasn't that much in the farmer community that time in 2004-5.
Right.
Not many have mobile as well. So even if when they charge 10 rupees a month, they're not much takers. If you look at the idea, it was wonderful idea which will work. Even today it will work. But now smartphones and all, you can completely change it. And many people have done it now. They are doing it and they're successfully doing it. So just checking whether it's the right time is one is, and in the scalability, which definitely whether you will be able to scale it through geographies that you should evaluate when you work on some certain things. And apart from that, anything is what basically you should be, perseverance is most important. Many people give up too early as well. And that's where actually done it once.
Absolutely. You know, as an entrepreneur, I think perseverance is something.
To come to that point and where actually you should not leave. You should pursue it further, and then you may be successful. There are so many stories for that you can.
So tell me, have you ever, Veerendra, at any point in life, you thought like, you know, it's enough, you know, because in the life of entrepreneurs, I've seen that, you know, it's more like a very curvy road and there's a lot of turbulence across. Did you ever felt that, you know, you've reached to a point where at times you think, okay, yeah, you know, enough, I don't want to get into this, and somewhere down there line you're just losing that confidence, and then suddenly something happened which helped you in motivating and probably building your confidence. Did it ever happen in your journey of like these 20-25 years?
But for everybody, for that matter, I would say, because every day won't be similar. It means you can't say that all the time for 2-3 decades.
A lot of entrepreneurs don't confess. I'm so happy that you are confessing, because a lot of people say, "Oh, ho jata hai, it do happens," and then I'm glad that you are at least accepting. I think that's very important, because you know the aspiring entrepreneurs, they need to know that it's, you know, it's the journey is really tough. It's not like, so. Please, over to you. Yeah.
So basically, every day is a new challenging day. When you are an entrepreneur, every day you have to start fresh that way. Means every day would be a little exaggerated, but that's how it is. You really don't know what is going to happen. And when you're okay, so every day you have to keep thinking. And one thing is, okay, as there are good days, there are bad days. So in the philosophical way, they say that everything will pass. Okay, one is you should be passionate about what you're doing. Okay,
Exactly.
some change here and there, some pressure on the earning shouldn't really deter you. And I had also gone through that, but I think that was my passion. As I said, from childhood, I didn't think of, I did a service for good long 13 years, but every day I used to think that when do I start my business? So I did a good job. I
No,
did
one question.
job as well, but so it was like no option. Means even there were challenges, there was no other option that was coming to my mind, to be very frank.
Okay. So one of the questions which often come from our viewers is all about the how to deal with the uncertainty. You know, because these are aspiring entrepreneurs, and they always feel that, you know, it's very uncertain. You don't know what is there for you, right? Whether you put the strategies or whatever you do, you know, there are a lot of uncertainties around, a lot of things. You know?
Right.
So what is your take and what is your advice to the community on the uncertainty part?
Right. So as I said earlier, that basically whatever resources you are gathering, mainly the financial resources, first use it for business. As your good time, create good resource, which would help you. Typically, like everybody has gone through the Corona time. Ours being a transport industry and public contact industry, it was completely at stop. Zero revenue for that matter, almost for 6 months in the first lockdown, around 4-5 months in the second lockdown. But we could survive that, and I'm going to be very happy to tell you that we didn't remove anybody. Our whole team is retained. Yeah, we paid them. We paid some we discussed, and we paid partly, but later we have given the difference as well. Now we have paid whatever was not paid in the corona time. We could jump back very quickly. So basically, we had created a good reserve, so which helped us to sustain through that time. And our team also, it was a good communication with the team as well. So we are very open that what are we going to do, how are we going to do it. And team also believed in the management. I think that is one thing you have to do. You should be very honest and open to your team. And they should believe that the management or the whosoever is the founders are there really, they walk the talk. And that's how the team, we had the whole team retained. So even after 6 months, in first 2020 on lockdown, in the second 6 months time, we almost, we were profitable again. Even after paying the 6 months salary, we we didn't go in red in 6 months also.
No, I absolutely agree. I agree with you. They just talk about the intention of an entrepreneur. If your intentions are good, if you really value your team, and if you know, it's a temporary phase. Like COVID was a temporary phase, and we know, like
We decided that team is what going to help us. So we never thought of cutting short on that, remove people, don't pay salary. I said, these are the people who will help us to jump back. If we don't have the same team with us, if we don't have the same team, we can't start and build a team again. Yeah, for an entrepreneur, ultimately, when you start small, you can do everything. But beyond size, then you need a team, and you should build a good team. That's only way you can grow. And then automatically it becomes a self-rolling machine which keeps running.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. With this, Veerendra, we just come to the end of the episode. Thank you so very much for such an insightful session. Really had a pleasure interacting with you.
Thanks. Same here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.